We are so excited. We had so much fun last week.
Oh my gosh, last week was so much fun.
All things Monster Month and then Adults in Motion. They are incredible. Check out our Instagram at What's Buzz TV. Keep up with them. They do incredible work. Today,
we're definitely going to have them back in the studio, 100%.
And today, you know the voice. Dave Schneider is joining us, PA announcer with Kitchener Rangers and Ward 2 counselor here in Kitchener-Waterloo. Dave, thank you so much for hanging out and joining us. We're pumped.
Thanks so much for inviting me. It's great.
Thank you for commuting all the way down here.
Everyone's watching right now going, I've heard that voice. Where have I heard it from? I've heard it from somewhere.
As soon as you walked in, I was like, oh, I know that voice too well.
Dave walked in, I was like, Dave, nice to meet you. That voice. I was like, I know that voice. Dave, I want to start, just tell us a little bit about what you do in the region, your job with Kitchener Rangers. You do so many great things. Tell us a little bit about that. Your career, let's start with that.
Okay, well, sure. Career started in Christmas Day 1978 on the air, and that was in Stratford, and did many years here in Kitchener. Kind of went around the dial from Chime to Cool to K-Fun to Kix 106, back to Chime. And then in 2014, decided to run for council, and was blessed to be elected. It's council and radio are very similar in that you're serving your community. So it's been fantastic. And as a counselor, you know, I spend about 40 hours a week looking after citizen issues and being on committees and going to meetings and reading and helping out and going to grand openings and things in our ward. But I absolutely love it. I love this community. I love seeing all the good that's going on in it. So it's a great seat to be in.
It's good to be
and that's
involved,
the thing
right?
with radio. There's that connection with the listener, but as a counselor, you're connected in the community. So there is very much that similarity.
It really is
there's
similar.
So much similar,
Yeah, you know, when I started in radio, I was blessed to work with a woman called Valerie Corcoran, and she was our promotion and marketing director. And she said, you know, it's great being on the air, it's really exciting, but the best part about radio is going to be serving your community.
100%.
And she said, when you go to an event, when we as a station can help do a food drive and you're helping to feed people, there's no better feeling in the world. And she absolutely was my biggest influence in radio. That, you know, wasn't a fellow announcer, but just serving the community. When you serve people and give, I think you have fewer problems and you're a lot happier.
Absolutely.
What started this passion? What started the passion for you?
Music. I loved music. So back in my day, we had these little transistor radios and had a handle on it. I would put it on the handlebars of my bike and drive around town. One day, I had my teacher said, "Hey, Dave, there's some new kids coming to school. They coming from Quebec. They live in your neighborhood. Could you walk them home?" I said, sure. So on the way home, I'm like, well, these kids are going, they're like, why would you move to Kitchener from Quebec? And they said, oh, our dad's the new radio announcer on Chime. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So his name was Reg Gale. The kids and I were friends for such a long time.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
He took me to the radio station, and I was absolutely hooked. So from there, when I was in high school, at my final year, wanted to do the final, get ready for college. I wanted to go to Conestoga College, and the course director's kids actually went to to my school. So that was helpful getting in. Got into that course at the time. I think they accepted 25 people, 350 applied. I'm like, oh, I don't think I'm going to get in, but I did. And fortunate to start part-time at Chime and build my way up, and really had some great influences there. So when you get to work with the people that you kind of grew up listening to, it's really really exciting to do that.
That's where we're at too.
Like, that was actually
we hear Dave. We're like, we watch Dave do his thing with Kitchener Rangers. So now having you here,
going to Rangers games since I was a
What's
kid,
that like? Being the voice of the Rangers, everyone hears you, everyone knows you.
It's like hearing your voice in the odd, like what's that like?
You know,
isn't it like surreal almost?
It is.
Do you get nervous?
They're always a little tiny bit, and I think that's good. I call that nervous energy,
100%.
right? Because it puts you on edge.
Absolutely.
But for me, I grew up a Rangers fan. I grew up in the neighborhood of the auditorium. I grew up on Edmund Road, so I went to Shepherd School. So every day after school, I would walk up Borden Avenue and go into the Odd, watch the Rangers practice. They would shoot you pucks. One of the Rangers, Jack Eagers, gave me hockey cards. And my dad and I would go every Friday night. And then when I started working in radio, I would call the Rangers office on like Fridays and say, hey, is there anything going on at the game tonight? I can put on the air. And then they would tell me this stuff. And then one day they called me and said, hey, our PA guy can't make it tonight. Can you do the PA? And that was in the playoffs in 1995. They were playing Barrie. So I said, yeah, I'll do it. And
you just took it.
Took it, and then the next season, they said, yeah, do you want to keep going? And I said, sure.
Amazing.
So 27 seasons later, it's incredible.
Wow.
That's what you got to do. You got to, if there's something, and we've learned this, and I'm sure you learned this growing up in radio, you got to just take a gig. Like, you got to take it, go after it if you're passionate about it.
That's what we're doing right now.
We're passionate about it. We love what we do.
I can't say enough about the Rangers. Like our game night crew. I mean, you have a great crew here that get you get the show going for you. But we're kind of like a family. We all work together. You know, my role has changed a little bit over the years, but that's all because of being fan focused. Like they have the in-game hosts now that go actually into the stands.
Which is so much fun. Yeah.
I think it's way better. The organization is wonderful. What they give back in the community.
Which makes it so much better.
It's great. It's exciting. You know, I sit right between the two penalty boxes, so that can be fun sometimes.
Yeah, I've seen you when I'm sitting there. I'm like right across from the penalty boxes, so I always look up. Yeah,
it's always funny. People's like, well, what do they say to each other? And like sometimes there's a little verbal sparring.
You'll hear stuff,
But a lot of times after a fight, like it's funny. They'll say, one will lean over, hey, how's your mom doing? Like, because they know each other.
Yeah.
Say hi to your brother. So it's kind of funny.
It's this whole like family. You guys are just like a tight knit little community down there in the Odd.
As we wrap up, I want to ask you, with what you do in the region and in Kitchener-Waterloo, what would you tell someone the best part about Kitchener-Waterloo is? Living here, being here, what's the best part in your eyes? Just with how much you've been working in the community. What would be your biggest, what would you say?
I would say it's the caring community we live in.
Absolutely.
I have seen this throughout my radio career. Whenever there's a need, any station I was at that kind of went out there and expressed the need, whether it was for a food drive, whether it was the Cool FM Poster Boy campaign, any need that you put out there, this community responds to it. And I call Kitchener the biggest small town in the world.
For sure.
And my dream is on the bottom of our population sign to have the phrase, the city of good neighbors. Because we get together so well. We have this Neighbors Day every summer. It's just great seeing neighbors connecting and coming together. Our community associations and our community centers. Yeah, there's just a lot of good going on in this town. So I
this guy, fantastic. You're going to hear him. You're going to see him. He does so much great work. Dave, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Where can we find you on social real quick? Just plug yourself.
At Dave Schneider KW.
There we go.
He's the Instagram,
best.
Twitter,
Facebook.
Game,
Look for him. Say that we sent you.
Bring popcorn.
You're gonna I mean, he's hard to miss. You're going to hear him all over the Odd.
And coming up, we've got an awesome Kitchener-Waterloo singer-songwriter, Pax, joining us to chat all things starting a career in music. That's coming up. Hang on.
The following program was provided by a valued member of our local community. Rogers TV is proud to support local producers and share local voices, ideas, and opinions. For more information, please visit our website.
Do you like talk radio? Catch a televised simulcast of The Mike Farwell Show. Listen to callers rant or rave. Watch interviews with guests on topics impacting your community. The Mike Farwell Show, weekdays from 10 till noon on Rogers TV.
For me, it all started here.
I do my best work here.
Scores! Oh my goodness!
This guy's dangerous from here, here, and here.
We're watching history in the making here.
Are you watching this?
And our fans are up here.
I'm here for it. It's all about what's up here and what's in here.
Sportsnet, here for hockey.
For 25 years, you've been helping to make our roads safer by doing the right thing. You've been the designated driver, you've stayed over, called home, you've called a cab or a friend, and planned ahead. Let's keep doing the right thing. Support sober driving by getting yourself and your friends home safely.
Do the right thing.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
Sundays for Pairs is a service that we believe will help you discover more of God's promises and purpose for your life. A reminder that God is for you. Courtesy of Pairs Community Church. Join us every Sunday at 10:30 a.m. on Rogers TV to be encouraged and pointed towards hope.
We're going to keep this community thing rolling. Joining us is Pax, who is an up-and-coming singer-songwriter who's been doing some great stuff both in the music world and on social media. Pax, thank you so much for joining us and hanging out.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you very much.
Feeling?
I'm feeling great. It's my first interview, so I'm a bit nervous, but yeah.
Yeah, don't, you're okay. You're fine. Everything's good. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, you're ready.
Quick conversation with us.
So,
your first time on TV.
You're doing so many things in the music world. Let's start with what got you this passion? Just like Dave had a passion for radio, what got you into a passion for music?
In the world of music.
Yeah.
It was really, really funny. In grade 8, so 5 years ago, me and my friend we were in school and we were like, it would be so funny if we just tried to make a song. And so I brought my iPad to school the next day, which was not allowed, so I sneakily brought it to school. And it had this little drum pad machine with 9 little buttons that made beats. And so we started making some beats at recess, and then just making up some funny bars on top of that and recorded it on GarageBand and all that. And it really stuck with me. It was for jokes, obviously, but I had so much fun doing it, and the process of making a song, even though it was so bad, was just so fun to me. And I wanted to keep improving and keep doing it, so it just stuck with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you grow up wanting to do music, or was it something that in high school you were like, I found this passion, I found this love?
No, I honestly hated music for the longest time. I tried to kind of avoid it. I hated piano lessons, hated everything like that. Didn't really care for it until I started getting more into it in grade 8, just because of my friend, yeah.
Yeah. Now, you did a song, I Hate Myself for Loving You, that you got to sing. Tell us a little bit about that and what the message is behind it. You can watch the video, we'll put it on our Instagram.
Yep.
What was that message about? What was it like being a part of that music video?
That was such a fun experience. It wasn't my original personal song. It was a remix of this song called I Hate Myself for Loving You by Joan Jett. And it was a school project that they always do these cool videos. They're a really talented team. And they made this video kind of speaking against single-use plastics and how it really affects our world. And I was really down to do it. It was such a good message and such a good experience working with it. And we got to perform it. We did it in the Oktoberfest parade as well. It was so many cool things that came from that. Yeah, it was cold. It was very cold.
It was cold, yeah.
And that song, I don't usually do rock songs, and that song was very gritty, and I had to do a very kind of raspy voice. My voice was destroyed by the end of that. Even though they gave us rest times and stuff, it was gone. Because I just gave my full out through the whole thing as much as I could.
So like being live, what's it like singing live? Is it like, does it make you nervous?
It makes me less nervous now because I've done it more. Obviously every time I still get nervous, but I think actually from that Hate Myself for Loving You float in the Oktoberfest parade, I just did it over and over and over again, so I kind of got a bit numb to it.
Yeah.
Used to it.
But it still definitely makes me nervous, and I think the concept of performing original music is even more scary because that's something that came from your heart and you wrote that. So
absolutely.
Definitely.
And when it comes to original music, when you are writing songs, what is the process like? Do you think of things you've gone through, or what does it look like when you're sitting in your room planning on songs you want to write? What does that look like?
I always start with making an instrumental. I've gotten very familiar with producing, and I really enjoy it now. I used to only just take beats off of YouTube, but now I really want to make my own things from scratch.
That's awesome.
And so anyway, yeah, I will make an instrumental. and then that will usually inspire a concept from that, or a color, or an emotion, or a scene, and then I build on that scene, whether it's using imagery or it's using experiences, like you said, and that's really how I construct it from just whatever pops into my brain from that instrumental that inspired it.
And I mean, it's worked for you because you just got your 100,000 subscriber plaque.
Oh my gosh.
That just happened on YouTube.
Yep.
What was that like? I mean, we just said today,
like getting
like,
it in the mail, like open it up and being like,
I was like to Cameron, I was like, Cameron, we got a long way to go. We want one. We got a long way to go.
Long way to go.
What is that like? Like, you've worked so hard to get where you are today, and 100,000 subscribers is a huge deal.
That is a huge accomplishment. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. It was really, honestly wild. It was a little bit of a slow burn, kind of from that 990 to 100,000. It was a little bit of a slow burn, but when it happened, I was like, what? Oh my gosh. I was up with my friend at a cottage. We were making music just for a little excursion, and it just started going up. It was getting closer and closer, and finally, just one day, it was right there, and I was like, dude, come over here. Look at my subscriber count, and it flips up to 100,000. It was such a cool experience. There's so many people, and the fact that many people can appreciate my music and like it, that I might be helping people and making them feel emotions, is so wild to me. Just I love the concept of making people feel good through music. I don't even mind the fame or the money. I don't care about that. It's the fact that I can make people feel things and make people feel good from music.
And I think it's when you see the 100,000, because you picture, like, what I would do is I'd picture them all
in a room,
in a room,
exactly.
And it's like 100,000 people.
You think, like, he started from zero.
You started out in high school.
Yeah, and now it's 100K. Like, that is absolutely
I could never have dreamed it.
That's wild.
It's wild.
And it happened, and you're like, it's probably just so surreal. Like, you saw the number, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, 6 digits. Ridiculous.
That's huge.
Yeah, no, I can't even believe it.
And we got a chance to interview Amanda Kine, who is the artistic director of KW Glee, who also happens to be your vocal coach.
Yes.
What role has Amanda played in KW Glee played? Because I'm an alumni, so I know how great the group is. What did that role play in regards to getting you into the music world? Continuing.
Yeah, as far as Glee goes, I only started doing lessons with Amanda a couple months ago, maybe a year. But Glee really kind of started a snowball of passion for music, and not necessarily the dance part. I've never been best at dancing. But the music part was just, it kind of just kept giving me inspiration through popular songs and whatever. And then Amanda most teachers, they lead by, maybe not fear, but they lead by a lot of things, but Amanda leads by something that's very hard to lead by, and it's respect. I respect her more than almost anybody. She's so cool. She's such an inspiration, and having her as a teacher is so amazing. She's gotten me placed in an article, Canadian Beats. She's done so many amazing things for me, and she really helps me with my artistry and with everything such as that. So yeah, I'm so grateful that she's a part of my musical journey.
She wants to see people be successful, and I think that's what can set her apart.
Exactly.
It's like, she just really has that passion as much as you do, and she wants to see you be as successful as you are. So as we wrap up,
is there anything
plug
that
yourself.
you want to like promote? What's coming up? What's new?
I have a song coming out on October 31st on Halloween called Phantoms. I'm always working on stuff, so you just got to keep looking out.
Instagram,
XOXO Pax, XOXO Pax on YouTube as well.
Amazing.
The Pax period is my title on everything. So yeah.
So you got to be one of his 100,000 subscribers.
Yeah, or maybe even we'll get you to 200,000.
You gotta help us.
We want a plaque too.
Yes. Coming up, we have got our trending stories. We've got so much to discuss. Our rapid buzz.
Yep.
That's on the way. Pax, thank you so much again for hanging out with us.
Thank you so much for having me. This was amazing.
The following program was provided by a valued member of our local community. Rogers TV is proud to support local producers and share local voices, ideas, and opinions. For more information, please visit our website.
Hey folks, it's me, Giovanni Petiti, the host of Not Tonight. It's the new late night talk show right here on Rogers TV. We got fabulous guests, a lot of laughs, It's just like the Jimmy Kimmel Show. If you order the Jimmy Kimmel Show on Wish. So join me Sunday at 10 o'clock right here on Rogers TV. Nice.
Unbelievable. You just never see that. Scores! What a shot. Scores!
The OHL on Rogers TV.
Hey, Chef D here. Join me Saturdays at 4:30 for At Home with Chef D, season number 10. Thanks so much for that. Hey, we're gonna go back old school. We're gonna join Julia Child and Graham Kerr and some of their great recipes and share some of their passion with you. At Home with Chef D, Saturdays at 4:30. Won't you join me?
Cooking with Chef D.
This is a man's heart, a heart in desperate need of medical attention. But because 78% of Indigenous people experience racism in healthcare, he may not get the help he needs. Become an ally. Rise above racism in healthcare.
Welcome back to What's Buzzin'. It's Chris and Cam with you. That was so good today.
Been a very productive show.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we were just talking off cameras. We were like, that was a really good show.
Yeah,
Last week was great.
Fun.
This show was just
Yeah, it was
fantastic.
actually really nice to see like Dave in person and hear his voice and be like, oh my God, like you're, on the Rangers.
Yes.
You're sitting in front of us. It's so surreal.
And seeing the up and coming talent in the region is huge. Like Pax is incredible as an artist, and just seeing what he's doing.
And he has such a good vibe. Like he's so wholesome.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so happy. And then he got 100,000 on YouTube.
Huge deal.
Amazing.
So, chatting about what's trending in the community with those two. What's trending right now, our new segment, The Rapid Buzz. That's where we tell you what's happening around the world. We've got two really good stories. The first one's a very wholesome story.
Yeah, it actually makes you feel pretty good about the community. Like there are still good people out there.
Because there's so many bad things that can happen, but just seeing this, it's like, okay,
yep,
there is good people.
Oh yeah, I'll go ahead and read it then. So, Good Samaritan finds $12,000 and returns it all to senior citizen who had lost it in a store. So they had $12,000 in an envelope, and this person had lost the money in the store. And could you imagine like doing, when you lose your phone and you like do a tap and you're like, oh my gosh, your heart sinks. Imagine $12,000.
Because something like a phone, I was just thinking about this. A phone is very much, if you lose it, it sucks, but you can get a new one.
You can find it. There are ways you can find it. Yep.
is, you can't get refunded if it goes missing.
Absolutely.
So that's why I can't even imagine. But also, why does he have $12,000 just with him? That's another thing that it's weird.
Yeah.
Why does he have just $12,000
Well, he'll
with
never
him?
do it again, I'll tell you that.
I'll have a I'd hope not.
Yeah, so it was actually the aunt that had lost this money, but they had $12,000 in an envelope, and she went to a supermarket and then lost this money. And then her nephew ended up taking her back to the store to like try to see if she could find the money and look around, and then eventually, as they like lost all hope, they gave up completely.
As anybody would in this situation.
I mean, you look all around the
Absolutely.
store, you ask like, where's the money, and if it, you don't want to go around asking,
that's
hey,
the
have
thing.
you seen $12,000 lying around?
And that also looks suspicious, I think, because it's like, again, who has $12,000?
And this person's fairly older too, so and they start going back to the car. They're giving up completely, and then someone comes running out by some miracle with the envelope in their hand. Here you go. Here's your $12,000. Basically, right back.
And which I think we need more of, because again, there is people out there. If they got $12,000,
imagine
they would
if
just take
you
it.
found this envelope on the floor and you're like, oh my gosh, there's $12,000 in here. What do I do? Like, I don't even know where my mind would go. Like, what should I do?
Because you'd feel so wrong taking it.
Absolutely.
But then it's like, where do I find the person that
how am I going to know
has this money?
Yeah, exactly.
And so you're like, you have to keep it with you until you find out what to do next. But then you have that immediate guilt of, holy crap, what?
Yeah, what do I do?
I think moral is just, I guess if you see this, don't be afraid to
It's
step
good to
up
still have hope in people, you know, that some people you can still rely on in the moments that you need them the most, that if something does go awry, that you might be graced by a miracle.
And don't keep $12,000 with you in your pocket. I don't know.
How about
if
we just don't keep $12,000.
Keep maybe a couple 20s, but I always say people that have even over $150 like in their back pocket, it's risky. You got to be careful.
Yeah.
So I think it's a learning thing.
Yeah.
Be a good person, but then also don't be crazy and maybe just be logical with your money.
Let's not keep $12,000.
Be like this guy who's an incredible, going into our second story, genius. We just graduated college. So let's talk about this. Breakfast Television talked about this.
Yeah, this was on a tweet on Breakfast Television. 14-year-old Muhammad is off to university. He's the youngest freshman ever at Coppin State University in Maryland. He hopes to become a cybersecurity engineer.
At 14, he knew this.
Muhammad learned to read when he was 3 and started grade 1 when he was 4. He's gotten 100% on all of his exams, and there's a picture of him looking at a computer, and he's in a little.
We'll pop that up for you.
He's in a little suit and a little bow tie. So cute.
It's crazy because I see people like this that have this passion and they know what they want to do. But it's at 14 years old to be going to college to pursue something like security, which is a crazy busy job. It's a hectic job, and he knows that's what he wants to do. So
and he's smart enough to be able to actually do his dream right now.
At this age, it's incredible.
Yeah, and in this day and age, like you got to start as early as. What was I doing at 14?
Like, honestly.
I was in high school. No, was I? No, I was not.
No, you weren't even.
So I don't know what I was doing.
What was
at 14.
that? Like grade 7, grade 8?
I was playing on my little DS, probably playing Pokemon.
Did you have a career plan in place?
No, I absolutely did not know I wanted to be a cybersecurity engineer at 14. I'll tell you that. That's not what I was planning on doing.
And like I said, it's one of those jobs where that takes thinking. Like I think for us, it's like we knew we wanted to be TV hosts, radio hosts,
or entertainers or something.
But something like that, it takes time to really dive into, and he knew that's what he wanted to do.
But imagine being smart enough to be able to do that at such a young age too.
Like I think it's so incredible. Like honestly, just to be, I don't know, at that age to know that's what you want to do.
To be a kid genius, man, that would.
Muhammad, you're rocking it.
Congratulations.
Hey, if you're seeing this, we'd love to have you join us.
Yeah.
Like, amazing. So. That's the Rapid Buzz. Those are 2 stories. And of course, Dave and Pax, they're incredible. So thank you so much for joining us today.
It's been such a fun show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Stay connected with us on social at What's Buzz TV. If you want to be a guest, our Instagram link, that's in our bio, as well at rogerstv.ca. You can catch our show there and all the details.
And next week's show is going to be exciting.
Yeah, we won't even say.
I'm not even
I'm doing something for the very first time. That's all we're going to say.
Yep.
Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you same time, same spot next week on Rogers TV.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
With clubs, leagues, and courts in every province and territory across Canada, squash is the sport for wall-to-wall fun, fitness, and friendship. From coast to coast to coast. Learn to play and you'll want to do it every day. Squash. Play inside the box.
I am a wild robot.
Be the first to watch the Wild Robot movie at
Home. Home.
Amazing!
Amazing.
From the studio that brought you How to Train Your Dragon.